In a world full of noise, storms, and silent battles, this is where healing begins. Hey, family, I am Tumisizwe, and welcome to Through the Storm, where real stories meet real souls. Here, we don't just uncover the truth, we face the darkness and we find the light together because we are a family through the storm. So, whether you're here to find hope or you're here for hope, healing, or just to feel seen, you have come to the right place. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe, grab something warm, and let us walk through the storm together. One step, one story, one soul at a time.
The Spirit of Addiction, a silent storm in homes. This series, Through the Storm, exposing the spirit that tears families apart. And I'd like us to have a scripture that we can focus on, and that's 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 12. Everything is permissible for me, but I will not be mastered by anything. Now, if we focus on the word permissible, permissible is everything is allowed, permitted. Everything is allowed, permitted, but it shall not master you, or you shall not be mastered by anything. You the master of all things. So permissible highlights that. So introduction of our talk today, addiction. Addiction is not just a bad habit or poor decision. You have to remember that. It's not a bad habit or just poor decision. It is a spiritual force, a silent intruder that enters home quietly. Now let's look at this point. The spirit of addiction wreaks havoc loudly. It distracts, it disturbs a peaceful home. Sometimes it wears a smile of a functional parent or hides behind a routine of someone who has everything together. You might think someone has got it all together, but underneath everything, there is a raging war. So you might think about what I've just said and ask yourself, what does the spirit of addiction really look like, and what is the spirit of addiction? Addiction does not come as a drug all the time or as a form of alcohol. It disguises itself. Addiction is able to disguise itself. Addiction can be validation, the need of always wanting to be right, the need of always wanting to be right, and that addiction is always proving people wrong or always searching for something that's not okay with others. And you find that there's a lot that's not okay with you, but you don't give yourself the opportunity to fix yourself. You try to fix yourself through other people, and you never really fix yourself. That is also part of the spirit of addiction. So today we confronting the spirit of addiction, a spirit that hides in plain sight. It's not always loud, it's not always violent, but it's always hungry. This is a spirit that's always hungry. And when it grabs you, it incarcerates you. It puts you in some form of prison. It's anything we run to more than we run to God. A need of survival, something we use to survive through our problems. Anything that replaces intimacy, real connection from people, real connection from life, real connection from self. I've seen this spirit wear mother down to a point where the children could not recognize her face. I think we've all seen some sort of spirit of addiction weighing someone down. I've seen the spirit hide behind a father's charm while he drowns in silence at midnight. Fathers that always go out addicted to drinking, addicted to beer, and eventually that lifestyle of a beer becomes who they are. They even see themselves part of that beer, searching for places that suit their craving of that beer. I'm a brown bottle man, not a green bottle man. to a point where someone's identity gets linked to that bear. You become that bear, the ambassador of that bear. But the scary part about this, that spirit doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about you, and it doesn't care what you use. It only cares about stealing your presence, stealing your peace, stealing your power. If it leaves you powerless, it's accomplished its mission. That's its mission, to leave you seeking. But there's good news. The good news is that addiction is a liar. God is a chain breaker. There's no chain God can't break. So this is a spiritual call of action. If you feel the weight of addiction, whether in your own soul or someone you love, I want to tell you this. There's always hope. Always. Freedom is not just a prayer. It's a process, and a process begins when you say enough is enough. When you say enough is enough, then freedom starts kicking in. Freedom from addiction, freedom from what has kept you incarcerated. Sometimes addiction calls you when you don't even want to do it, but you do it anyway. It's a spirit that captures you, and it's an intruder, a silent intruder. But you're not alone in the storm. We are human beings. We all have different storms that we're facing, storms that turn into addictions. So for a full article of what I've touched on, please visit my blog. Details will all be linked onto my bio or linked to a caption. And the title of this is The Spirit of Addiction. And join me next time, when we uncover the spirit of lying, the silent killer of trust, the silent killer of respect, the silent killer of confidence. So, yeah, just see details in my caption and you'll find everything there. And you can also DM me or leave a comment if you've been through this before, or tell me your story. You can DM me a story and maybe we can touch on it next week. Till then, together we walk through the storm to uncover the truth, but not just to uncover, but discover light together. Ciao, ciao.